Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of What's the Deal with Sports, and today we have an absolute cracker. We're going to be looking at the business, the big business behind the Masters and Augusta. So the Masters is arguably the biggest event in golf, first held in 1934. The first major of the year, and is one of four majors with the Open, the PGA and the US Open. It's played on the same course every single year, and the players play for the coveted green jacket. So we play 4 rounds of play, Thursday to Sunday, and the course is the world famous Augusta National. So today we're going to be looking at the business behind the Masters and the bucket list course that is Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia. So, Tom, what's the deal with Augusta?
Dave, this is a really, really exciting one for me. I'm a big golf fan, big golfer, but shit at golf. Enjoy watching it. And the Masters is the best 4 days in golf of the year for me. Ryder Cup is up there, but for me, it's all about the Masters. And the first thing we need to just get out the way is Augusta National is actually a profit-making company, unlike many other golf courses. What this does mean is they don't get to claim tax-exempt status on their earnings, but what it does mean is they don't have to disclose the club's income, holdings, membership list, renovation plans, ticket sales, or anything else, which is perfect because Augusta National is a bit of a mythical beast of a golf course. So,
intrigue.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And just a little bit about, you've alluded to it in the intro, about the actual tournament, the Masters, which obviously is held at Augusta National. The green jacket is what they win. So they'll win a trophy, but they win this coveted green jacket. Yep. That is presented to them by last year's winner, and they basically have this green jacket forevermore. So it's big kudos, like kind of big prize, and it's absolutely iconic. Jack Nicklaus has won it 6 times. He's the record holder, followed by our boy Tiger with 5. There's rumours it's still unsure whether he's going to be playing or not.
Will he tie it? Will he not?
Do you think he could win it? Has he got one last swan song, Dave?
I don't know. I mean, we did an episode on him where he was saying he's up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning stretching. I mean, if this is his last punt, he's going to give it everything he's got. So part of me says, oh God, wouldn't that be a dream? Wouldn't that be a comeback story and then off on a swan song?
I don't
think so.
I think it's a dream. So. Let's dive straight in and look at how much money does Augusta National, the Masters, actually make. The short answer is lots. The slightly longer answer is lots, but they could make a heck of a lot more. So we've got some numbers here, Dave. Do you want to give us a little rundown?
Yeah, so this really surprised me, actually, because like you say, they leave a lot of money on the table. And I think as we go through this, people will be slightly surprised. But the money behind it, so, the merchandise that they sell, which I think we'll touch on in a little bit, but can only be purchased at Augusta, can only be purchased during the week of the Masters, $69 million.
It is, yeah. And this is 2022. We don't want to... Yeah. So obviously we've just said they don't have to disclose this, but this is... This was carried out by Forbes, 2022, estimated rev, created with Data Wrapper. So estimated 2022... $69 million just for merchandise. Then we've got badges, which are tickets, which is coming in at
$40 million.
Yeah.
You've then got international television rights, $25 million, which again, that actually surprised me because that's quite low. I mean, the Masters is one of the most watched sporting events in the world.
Yeah. And
they could charge a hell of a lot more, but they don't. But anyway, $25 million, concessions, $8 million. And then you go into sort of, we'll touch on this, but on-court sponsorship is actually...
Zero. Yeah. Same with domestic television rights. And this is why they leave a heck of a lot on the table. And we'll go into this in more detail. One thing we have to touch on straight away is that the fans that go there, they're not called fans. They're not called spectators. They're called patrons, Dave. That is like an Augusta thing.
Yep.
They are called patrons. And actually... the concessions we're talking about, food and drink, you would expect that to be really high when you get in the course. Because when you go to Wembley or when you go and watch the Dodgers play or the Yankees or Arsenal or whoever, you're getting stung for you and your lad for 30 or 40 quid for a drink and a hot dog each. But actually, an egg salad, Dave, at Augusta National is going to cost you
£1.20.
$1.20.
$1.20.
Yeah, so even less than that. Breakfast sandwich, $3. A beer, we're talking $5.
I couldn't believe that when I saw it, because you're absolutely right. I mean, you get stung at every of it, $10 minimum. But $5, which again goes us back to what we were saying, they leave a lot of money on the table.
They do. And actually, when we're talking about the domestic TV rights at zero, they have an agreement with the networks that lets them control the broadcast for no compensation. They could sell these rights. I think the US Open is around 90 million golf-wise. Now, the Masters is bigger. They get a bigger viewership. So we're talking $100 million plus that's left on the table. On-course sponsorship, they've got 6 principal partners, Augusta National. They don't really exist on the golf course. You don't see like huge Rolex signs on every tee. So again, this is money that's left out there. And yes, they make a lot of money, but I think this is everything that makes Augusta National Augusta National. It's just that bit special.
It's that intrigue, the mystique around
it. Absolutely. And then we need to talk about merchandise. So you mentioned it earlier on. You can't buy Masters merchandise anywhere but on site. So to spend $69 million on site at Augusta National is absolutely frightening, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable figure. But they do say that, patrons, not fans, patrons do apparently stock up during that week and spend a lot on their family, their friends, etc., because you can't buy it anywhere else. Polo shirts starting at approximately $70, with hats starting at $20. Now, talk to me about these caps, because I've heard some crazy stats here.
Yeah, so the caps aren't expensive. They start at $20 for a Masters cap. They've got 125 styles of caps in this shop, which is completely nuts. And rumor is they sell one hat every second during the Masters tournament, which, when you think that there's 4 days play, and if we're going 24 hours, that's 345,600 seconds in 4 days, which equates to $6.9 million just on caps, just on hats.
That is mental.
Yeah, it is. Even if it's half that amount, we're talking about circa $3.5 million. There are 64 checkouts at the shop. 64 checkouts. That's bigger than like your biggest Tesco's in Europe or something like that. And actually, one thing I've noticed when I was thinking about that, I was like, I watch the Masters. I never see anybody walking around with gift bags. They've got shipping stations. So you make your $5,000 order, you go to a shipping station, it gets sent home, which is really efficient, isn't it?
I mean, that's really clever, really, really clever. And again, makes sense. You don't want to be carrying that around with you. And I can imagine a lot of those sales are done in the first couple of days, where everyone gets there, rushes to the stores, buys them, ships them home.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when we talk about badge sales, ticket sales, as they call it, at Augusta, badge sales, they can buy practice round tickets, you can buy single round tickets, or you can buy like week-long badge tickets. Now, there's ballots and members, and it's really hard to get these tickets. But you would think that if you were lucky enough to say you've got tickets for the week, they would be charging more than $375 to $400, which it's pocket change, really, considering what you're getting for that. So when we're talking about making money again, the consensus is that they could sell this for 4 or 5 times the amount comfortably, and no one would kind of think twice about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're saying that, so they sell the practice round badges for $75, is it?
Yeah.
Single day competitive round badges for $115, and then if you're doing the 4-day full competitive round, $375. So under $100 per day. So
it's a bargain.
As you say, that is an absolute bargain if you can get them.
It is. While we talk about Augusta, what if you wanted to become a member at Augusta, Dave?
I mean, surely it's easy, right? Surely it's joining the local golf club. You rock up and you say, I want to join, right? Surely.
Apparently, if you ask to join, you're blacklisted.
Right.
I'll
rescind my email now.
James is just laughing behind there. Yeah, the camera. If you ask to join, apparently that's like a big no-no. You have to be invited.
Yeah. So the joining fee is approximately around $40,000, £31,000 sterling. So with the annual fee being a few $1,000s, so thought to be somewhere between £5,000 to £10,000 per annum. So as you say, if you ask to be a member, absolutely no charge. You've got to be invited. The likes of members are there, and you can see why when you think Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. These are the types of people that are members there. So I guess the next thing here, we're talking about this intrigue and this mystique, and you've got to be invited and nobody's got any bags and all this kind of stuff. Now, I've heard there's this hacks at Augusta, right? And there's a number of really weird quirks and hacks. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I don't think it's Augusta National alone that do this. But there's a few things that have come to light over the years that when you watch the Masters on TV, there's always a lot of wildlife, a lot of birds tweeting and chirping. That, because they get control from the broadcasters, that apparently is played by the broadcasters, that tweeting, because bizarrely there's not a huge amount of bird wildlife on the golf course. The other thing is that they paint blemishes in the grass green. So on TV, if you can see it on camera and it's a blemish or doesn't quite look, they allegedly paint it green. Another thing which I heard is that a journalist once got in there and took a water sample. The water looks amazing on TV. It looks absolutely amazing. And there was traces of dye found in it. So again, rumour has it that they dye the water to make it look an absolute $1 million.
So we've been talking about that sort of mystique and they're putting dyes in the water and stuff like that. But I heard rumours that you're not allowed phones on the course either.
No phones at all. Stickler for the rules. So patrons and players, no phones, which all adds to the mystique because it's in the past there's been players that have put videos of themselves taking shots on practice rounds that have been taken down. Been requested, taken down by Augusta. And the caddies are a little bit special at Augusta as well.
So it's about the dress code, isn't it? So we talk about that sort of dress code that they've got. So that applies to the caddies. So there's two things with that. You know, other events, other tournaments, you might see caddies with their technology out, their laser scopes looking at yardage. There is no technology allowed that provides any more sort of accurate yardage for the players. Caddies must also wear white jumpsuits that have the tournament logo on it as well. So they're not dressed in their own clothes, which again, no sponsors.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And another quirky thing about the Masters is they have a par 3 competition. So all of the players play in this par 3 competition and it's really informal. There's a couple of things to note. Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler have made back-to-back holes in one together in 2016. And because it's so informal, the legend that is Jack Nicklaus, he had his grandson caddying for him. So in the overalls, and his grandson made an ace back in 2018. So that's pretty
special, that is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And one final thing on that is they have honorary tee shots as well. So at the start of the Masters, before the first pro comes out and takes the shot, you'll have legends of the game. So it might be Gary Player, it could be Jack Nicklaus, and they'll take a tee shot on the first hole. So they won't play the hole. Jack Nicklaus, for example, will just get there, strike one down the middle, and he'll say, "Thanks very much, I'm done for the day." And one final thing is in the clubhouse, if you're a player and you go in there, they don't have menus. So you can just walk in. If you're Rory McIlroy and go, "I just want my egg mayo sandwich," you get an egg mayo sandwich. The menu isn't there for that.
So if I wanted to go in and order some dusted calamari, they would just rustle that up for me.
Yeah, I think so. You can just kind of order what you want if you've got it there. So actually, when we're talking about menus, why don't we talk about the famous Champions Dinner? So every Tuesday before the tournament starts on the Thursday, the previous year's winner picks the menu for the Champions Dinner. So Dave, give us a little rundown of some of the kind of the more notable dishes and menus that some of the previous champions have chosen.
I'll start with my personal favourite. So Scotty Shefflin 2022, Texas ribeye steak and blackened redfish.
Yeah, that's a bit of us, that.
What a choice. What a choice. Sandy Lyle served haggis in 1989. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall for that one to see what people thought as well. You know, Bernhard Langer selected a Wiener Schnitzel in 1994.
Yeah.
Go on, Bubba Watson.
Bubba Watson, two-time, 2013, 2015. He selected, same thing, chicken Caesar salad to start, grilled chicken with green beans, mashed potatoes, corn, macaroni and cheese served with cornbread. Confetti cake and vanilla ice cream was served for dessert.
That's like a kid's party.
It's Bubba Watson.
Mate, legend. Absolute legend. We'll take it.
Absolutely. And then before we kind of wrap up today's episode, why don't we talk about the prize money? So obviously, if you're winning the Masters, it's going to live with you forever. It's a legendary golf tournament. But talk to us about the old first, second, third, and prize pools here, Dave.
Yeah. So 2024 winner this year will pocket $3.24 million, so around £2.56 million.
Not bad.
Which is not bad. It's not bad for 4 days' work. Second place will pocket $1.58 million, around £1.26 million. Third place, $744,000.
It's not worth it for that.
£592,000. Oh, no. I mean, it better be a good egg salad. I mean, look, there's nothing earth-shattering around those monies. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, they're big. It's big money, but it's nothing when you compare it to the Players' Championship purse, which is around $25 million, and the winner taking $4.5 million. And then separate to that, think about Liv. I mean, the money that's being thrown around there, but that's not what this is about. This is not what the Masters is about. It's about the winning, the kudos, the green jacket, the dinners, the mystique, all of that goes with it.
It's big time. You win the Masters, you are set for life. So all of this makes Augusta National and the Masters a magical, magical place. So Dave, who's your money on this year?
This isn't so much who's my money on, but who I'd want to win. I think it's got to be Rory's year, surely.
Yeah, he's not won it before. If he wins this, he goes into a very elite group of players that have won all 4 majors. He hasn't won a major since 2014. So I think all that needs to be said now is good luck, Rory.
See you on the flip side.